Hey, welcome back to Beacon House, everybody. I know it's been a dang old minute, and we're going to talk about today exactly why it's been such a long minute. And we just appreciate everybody being here. Thanks for listening so much. And before we get too far into it, I want to say hey to my co-host, Grace. She's back, ladies and gentlemen. Grace, say hello.
Hello. I am back. It's been a minute filming this seat.
It has. It has been a minute. A lot of people have asked. We've gotten requests. I've gotten messages on Messenger, Instagram. I've gotten text messages, people going like, when is Grace going to come back? Like, we really miss hearing her voice. Like,
it makes my heart flutter. I love that.
Yeah.
I miss it. Yeah, it's been a minute. I've missed it. I was talking to you. I've missed you. But I'm glad to hear that people enjoy hearing my voice. I always thought that I'm 37 and I sound like I'm 12.
I don't know, man. It's like you've got something that people dig, and so
I love
you've got that sweet benediction.
I dig them.
See, you guys hear that? Grace loves you back also. So don't be a wee weenie about it. So we'll talk a little bit about what kept us away for so long. I mean, I had a surgery, and it's kind of a crazy one. But before we get into that, just how are you doing in general, man? How's life? How's your heart? How's your world? What's going on?
Honestly, it's good. It's too good that it's boring.
Okay.
Like, it's boring. Like, everything that's happening to me, it just feels like everything's too good to be true at the moment. So it's like there's got to be, my life's not very exciting, so I'm waiting on something to happen.
Man.
You know that feeling?
I
where
do.
you're just kind of you're like, nothing's going wrong. You're good. I'm working for myself. My business is taking off. I'm training dogs, pet sitting, just doing that. Because I've always been working 2 to 3 jobs. I think like the last 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
I've always had like a side part-time job. Now it's just this. I do this full time.
We
super happy.
We talked about that on here a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were just like, well, first I get up and I go do this, and then I go do this thing, and then I have a client, and then I go to work, and I come back and I do this, and just like, you're
That's
very busy bee.
Yeah, I don't like being busy.
I don't either. But well, I'm kind of enjoying being busy now because I haven't been busy at all for like
you haven't been
3
busy
months. Yeah.
at all. But
but you know, man, like I think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but like sometimes just having kind of like a really stable, maybe I'm not going to call it boring, but just like a very non-chaotic life.
I love it.
It's kind of great. You know, there's
I'm not used to it though.
A friend of mine used to tell me,
I'm not used to it.
He would say that in like, I don't know, like ancient Asian cultures, and somebody's going to Google this and totally roast me in the comments, like correct that I'm wrong. But what I mean is like, there was a saying, and it was like, if you wanted to really wish something terrible on somebody, or like really like roast them real bad, or you want to like curse a person, you would say to them, may you live in interesting times, meaning like the best, most calm, stable life is like a life where everything is sort of uninteresting, but it's just real calm and peaceful.
So nice. Like my relationship with Caleb is great.
Serene.
We're at Zen. Every couple has their moments, right? But our moments don't last long. And we've gotten so good at communicating and reading each other that we don't take offense all the time. Work has been great.
Well, I think relationships are supposed to have dynamics too.
Well, you're supposed to, like the back and the forth. Like it's good that me and him question each other's thoughts and like how
opens
they
the
do.
conversation.
Like, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like we're respectful.
If I was dating somebody that every time I went, you know what I think, this thing about that thing, and they just went, yeah. And then the conversation just ended, I would go fucking crazy. I need somebody to go, I don't know. Have you ever considered this? And then I go, ooh.
Well, we agree on a lot,
yeah.
You know, obviously, because if we didn't, then we wouldn't be together. But yeah, we question each other, and there's always that thing. But I'm also gone all the time for work. So we live together now. So
Right.
I mean, we've lived together, 3 months now? And so we're in that dynamic of where it's like, okay, I'm getting to know how he is in the house. He's getting to know how I am in the house.
Have you noticed, have you guys got little things that drive you crazy yet?
Yes. We got in a little over
something really small
about me. I wanted to leave so he has a bedroom and I have a bedroom, but we stay in his bedroom mostly, right? But I have my own space. My room has all my stuff in it. If I want to be in there, I'll be in there. And he keeps turning off my ceiling fan.
Like when you're not in there?
Yes, because I leave it on because the house gets a little humid and I run hot. And my fan, I think the fan helps through the house, like it being on. And whenever I go back into my room, I want it to feel the temperature that I want it at. He keeps fucking turning it off. And he's like, why? He's like, you're not in there. Turn it off. And then I told him that I felt like it helped cool down the house too. And he's like, no, it doesn't. So we're just getting these little spats over him turning the ceiling fan. That's about it. But I trust him. Our relationship's really good. But life is good. I'm used to chaos. So I think that's why I'm like, something has to mess it up. Something has to go wrong soon because I'm not used to being it so at peace.
Yeah, things have to stay interesting for sure.
I'm happy.
That's funny about the ceiling fan because I'm sort of like that too. But I go back and forth. Like I'll have a ceiling fan on in my room, and when I leave, I'll go, I better turn that off. I'm not going to be in here. But then I'll be like, wait a minute. If it's hot, it's going to get hot in the room. When I come back, it's going to take forever for it to cool down.
If I leave the house, I'll turn it off.
Right.
But if I'm in the house and I'm going to be going back into that room.
Yeah.
Don't touch it.
Dude, I saw a thing where, I don't know, it was like a science thing or some freaking thing. But, and they were talking about when you turn on a ceiling fan, it doesn't actually change the temperature in the room at all. It just circulates the air. And the air flowing across your skin, kind of like if you blow on something to cool it down, like that causes there to be like a heat evaporation. It makes you feel cooler, but it doesn't actually change the temperature.
I think I've heard that before.
But I'm like, so what?
I still like it.
It's still, if it feels good, like it feels, if I'm hot and I sit under a fan, I feel better.
It's better than turning the AC down.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter.
On the bill, right?
It doesn't matter. I don't have a thermometer sticking out of my ass to prove that like we went down a degree. Like I feel better, and nobody can tell me. You know, it's the same reason when you get like I don't know, like water evaporation. Like sometimes you get out of the shower and it's cold because you're wet. Like the temperature in the room doesn't technically change. There's something going on
with your skin
level,
which are huge holes. Have you seen that? I didn't realize that, but all of our skin is just a bunch of little holes.
Yeah.
It's so
cool. And you have also these things that live in your eyelashes.
My allergies are awful.
Mine are terrible lately. I thought I was having like breathing problems, like post surgery, because I was just like, I can't get a breath, and most of my nose was stopped up the whole time, and it was just because of allergies. But
my stepbrother had to have a sinus surgery because his nose is always clogged and he was always talk nasally, so he just had like a huge surgery. Sorry, and go back.
What you were talking about skin and weird things like that? Do you know that you have these little things that live in your eyelashes, and I think they're called demodex? Somebody can Google that, but they literally live in your eyelashes, and when you go to sleep at night, they come out and have sex all over your face. And then they go back in at night.
What?
That's fucking real. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Demodex. Our friend Shauna knew about it because she went to like beauty school and they had to learn about it, whatever. But there's all these little things that live like in your eyelashes, and you can't get rid of them because like they're so little. They, like
a living creature.
Yeah,
like it's an organism or a living organism.
Yeah. It's like
where are they fucking on my
right on your eyes and your face? They go all over.
On my nose.
They just have a big orgy on your face.
They just go to my nose here and fuck, and then go back in my eyelash.
Yeah, they go, they go, they come, and they go. But no, really, and I think they're so small. Like whatever,
fucking disgusting.
Whatever the eyelash, like the eyelash holder.
It's actually super cool.
They can actually fit down in there next to the eyelash. They just follow the eyelash back into the cave. But it's so small cool. You wouldn't care.
That's actually cool.
Yeah.
But it's gross.
Yeah. So anybody that's out there that's maybe like me that's single and maybe sleeping alone a lot, and you think there's no action going on in your bed, think again. I'll be here all week. So
he's got a drawer of them, ladies and gentlemen. He's full of them. He's got them ready to come out.
Yeah,
it's been time.
I leave little cigarettes for him and stuff. A little robe.
Cigarettes and sex.
Sex bugs. So anyway, let me go ahead and get this out of the way. So I had a crazy surgery. And a lot of people kind of be like, where have you been? What's been going on? How come you haven't been around? How long is it going to be? Like some people even were aware that I was having a surgery, but not exactly why. And then other times they were like, they knew I had it, but then they were like, hey, are you out walking around again? And it was like, no way. It was too
They all thought you were having a sex operation.
It took too long. And there was so, it's funny. We'll get to that. Don't let me forget that. Let me get to that. So.
At least that's what I thought. I'm just kidding.
Well, I thought.
I do.
Do you still think that? How do you feel now? Do you feel like I had it or not?
There's something.
Do I seem feminine or not? But I guarantee there's some more gray in this fucking beard after going through all this. But so I figured we would just talk about it on here. This is where I kind of like work a lot of my crap out anyway, is on this podcast. And
good therapy.
It is good therapy.
And
it kind of like, it sort of like freezes it in time where like if there's this big thing that's just like, I try to tell all my good story. I don't know if this is going to be a good story or not. I try to tell all my good stories on here because that way I don't have to, first off, I don't have to tell them a million times. If somebody goes, hey, what was that thing? I go, oh, by the way, it's on Spotify or it's on YouTube. You can go hear all about it. Kind of like the Ouija board story. Like it got to the point where so many people wanted to hear that. I thought, let's just capture it on this podcast and then it'll be there forever. This is kind of like that, except honestly, I don't know which one was worse. In that story, I fought a demon, and this could have honestly been worse than that. So I'm not kidding. So this sucked. So I'll try to condense it so this doesn't go forever. And I know you already know a lot of this, but maybe some people don't know what all happened. So anyway, way, way back in the 1900s, the 90s actually, I was in a terrible car accident, and I was just a teenager. It was Labor Day, 1990. I wasn't even old enough to drive. I was riding with a friend of mine, and we were hit head on at nighttime. We were driving. We were hit head on Middlebrook Pike by a drunk driver, and it destroyed us. Barely. I mean, neither one of us should have lived. It was terrible. People who've known me for a long time remember that accident from like back then. And long story short, I'll list some of the injuries. So the girl driving broke all the bones in both of her legs. She had 132 stitches, I think, in the side of her face where her face went through the side window. She had the steering wheel came all the way, came all the way like through the front of her. So she had bruises on her liver, on her heart, and she got off easier than I did. My injuries, the aorta, the big artery that comes out of the heart, was ripped in half. And that's why I should have died. Technically did die for 17 minutes. For anybody keeping score. And then I had, my spleen was destroyed, so I've got a huge scar here. My whole face was destroyed, like, from the windshield. Like, the seatbelts didn't even matter at this point. Like, it just broke off. And so my whole face was cut apart and pushed up, like, my bone was sticking out. But the worst thing that I had on my end was, other than my whole chest turning into a huge blood clot, was my hip on my left side was destroyed, completely ripped out of socket, and it was up against my spine. So I should have been paralyzed, but somehow, thank Jesus, whatever. Somebody was looking out for me.
I don't know this story.
We never talked about this?
You've never... This is my first reaction of hearing this story. Oh my God, Spencer.
Yeah. It was bad. So they told us later, and they tried to bring LifeStar in, and they couldn't land it because there were trees. So they tried to bring it and then had to take it away, and they would bring like an ambulance.
You're going to edit this part out. But you're going to have to, oh my God, like.
I can give you more details after this. We can get into the nitty gritty of it. But like they told us that 90% of the people that with our injuries don't even make it to the hospital. Mm-mm. And then 70% of those people don't ever make it out of surgery. Her and I both lived. And so... it made high school real interesting for us. Like,
fuck yeah.
I missed like a whole year. I had to have a homebound teacher. She missed part of it, and then she was at school, but she was in a wheelchair. She actually went to prom in a wheelchair. She made the best of it. I mean, she was tough as hell. But like, I mean, it was a lot for kids, to go through it. That was literally the point in my life where things just changed. Like, it was probably the most.
Oh my God! Like that's a massive.
Yeah. It's the most pivotal moment of my whole life.
That's an amazing. I don't know what to say. Like that's yeah.
So this cool surgeon comes in. He comes out and tells my parents, like, "Hey, we're going to operate, but he's probably going to die. Like, just letting you guys know, as soon as we open him up, that's going to be it. But we'll do our best." So it was crazy out in the waiting room, and the freaking guy was like a World War II field surgeon. So he was like tough as balls. This guy goes in, sews it right up. The aorta holds on somehow, puts it back together, and they just start stitching me up. They did a little plastic surgery here. That's why I'm so beautiful. Sorry. Anyway, but long story short, I lived, and they were able to move the hip. I wasn't paralyzed. They were able to move the hip back into socket, kind of, but there wasn't much of a socket left. But the problem was I was like barely into my teens, and you can't do a hip replacement on a teenager. It won't last, especially back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Your bones are still growing. So, long story short, I had to wait 20 years to get the hip replaced because you had to wait as long as you possibly could. And so finally, like back in 2011, I think, I got a full hip replacement on the left side. And I was one of the youngest people in the hospital to have one. Because usually it happens to like elderly people that have like osteoarthritis, stuff like that. So anyway, cut to a million years later. So they put this artificial hip in. I'm good. I've got a weird limp. That's kind of why I walk funny now these days and stuff. But still, I'm okay. Sustainable after we get through the recovery. Very little pain. Good to go. So about 1 year ago, in fact, last October, 2024, I've got some arthritis in my knees because I'm old as shit. So I go in to Knoxville Orthopedic Clinic. God bless them. They keep me going. If anybody's ever seen Burn the City, and whether you enjoyed it or not, if you just saw us standing on stage performing, it's 100% because of friggin' Knoxville Orthopedic Clinic. Like, they keep my knees all lubed up. They put steroids in them and keep them going. So I go in, and I see Dr. Kate over there. She's the best. She's like an angel. And she says, hey, don't you have an artificial hip? I said, yeah, as a matter of fact. She goes, how long has it been since we've x-rayed that? I said, I don't know, years maybe? And she goes, we probably ought to just do an x-ray just because it's good to take a look at it every couple of years. Oh, yeah, cool. She does an x-ray, comes back. She said, hey, I've got some very, very interesting news for you. I said, what's the deal? She goes, that hip has been recalled. I go, what? She said, it's been recalled. Like, those are failing and they're causing problems for people. And I go, well, you mean like a recall, like on a car part? You know, like what? Yeah. What do I take it to the dealership? What do I do? She goes, well, we need to get some blood work. So I go to a lab. They take blood, special kind of blood work, and they tested for magnesium, chromium, and cobalt, all of which in certain amounts are very poisonous to the human. Magnesium's fine, chromium's fine, cobalt through the roof. And there you go. She goes, we got to get it out. It's got to come out. We got to put another one in. And I was like, come again? She goes, yeah. So I start seeing all these doctors. They start doing these assessments, x-rays, EKGs, MRIs, you name it. We even did a CAT scan because that's better for looking at bone density. And it turns out that these artificial hips, when they fail, they give off all these crazy metals into the blood, which are poisonous. Mm-hmm. They cause all kinds of health problems. They even create what they call pseudotumors, which are these little lesions that look like cancerous tumors, but they're not. And that stuff happens so, I mean, it's nuts what all can happen. Also, the actual joint itself grows like bacteria around it. So it's a mess. And finally, find a surgeon that wants to take it. Several surgeons were like, I'm not screwing with that. Finally found a guy, Dr. Edkin, here. He's KOC, but he's also like works over here at like UT Hospital. He goes, I've done this one a couple times.